Hello Taurus, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And 7 of Wands. Interesting. I feel like you are pushing against something, right? I feel like you are you're very much trying to tackle an obstacle just really by using brute force, right? And I feel like you've been doing it a while and you're not giving up, but we're not really seeing the progress that we would have expected, right? Well, let's put this into some context. Okay, now this is going to be some predictions for November 2023. Let's see, we have some more fire energy here. Let's see what is in store for you for November. All right, ooh, Sun card, 10 of Wands, okay. We have some court cards, interesting. I think there are some other people who are close to you in life and who matter, and who are affected by this struggle that you're engaged in, right? Whatever this is that you're trying to do. Here's our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're putting Mr. Ed right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, okay? And hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need, right? But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comment section, okay? Trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning that mystery card together, right? As kind of a group exercise of our intuition, all right? But first, let's take a look around. I notice, first of all, that the only major arcana card we have is this Sun card. And that's kind of a nice major arcana card to have. It does mean that we get to do an I-Ching reading, which I always love. We have fire, 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 lots of fire, right? Now, interesting that the Sun card is also fire, right? I mean, it's basically a big ball of fire. But it is fire that is giving, it's generous, it's balanced, right? There's equilibrium here. Whereas with this fire, it kind of seems like it is looking for a place to go, right? Anyway, let's see. Do we have any cups cards? No, we don't have any cups. We've got a little bit of air. We've got a little bit of earth. Okay. So the first thing that I think we should do is let's talk a little bit about this 7 of Wands, because I feel like you are very powerful. I feel like you're someone that does not back down from a challenge. And even if we aren't so sure that we're even really making any progress, we're not giving up. You keep pushing, right? And I think really what's being called for here is not so much more power to push harder, maybe a new plan, a new approach, a new perspective to push differently, right? Not necessarily harder. You don't want to hit the nail harder thinking it's gonna make it better. But maybe we have to figure out a different tool to use. Maybe the hammer's not the tool, right? So I think with this Ace of Swords, we're getting this month, November, I think you're going to find a new approach to a current problem, okay? And it's going to be an approach that still utilizes your power, but in a different way. See, we have the 5 of Wands here in the future. And this is still using your power, but now we're restrained. Now it's not just how hard can you hit something, but perhaps how lightly can you hit it, right? It's knowing restraint. It's knowing when to hold back a little bit. You don't have to attack this problem with all of your energy, right? You need to learn just the right amount of force, all right? So again, November, I think it's going to be a new perspective, a new approach to an existing problem, okay? And I think that problem really is one of how to further our manifestation. See right here with this Prince of Pentacles, you know what this is? This is basically your power card. I'll ring the bell. Because this is that fixed earth energy. This is the activation of the Hierophant, which is your patron card. That is your true power card. But as an archetype, this is you in practice. This is you using your Taurus energy for this. And this is what I mean. You're fixed, you're committed, you're pushing against it. You're trying to just continue to move forward. It's like head down like a bulldozer, right? Just going. Anything in your way, you're just going to push right through it. Well, the current situation now, we need a different approach. Because if we can break through this obstacle, then we really are manifesting this Princess of Pentacles, which is in the environment. So I think you're trying to do something very practical, very tangible. I think that we are trying to build, trying to grow something, right? Trying to reach a level of success, trying to create abundance in our world. All right. With the Knight of Wands up here, this is what's concerning me a little bit, is some of this fire. And well, we have a lot of fire in it. I mean, look at all of it. Fire, 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 fire. We have a lot of fire energy. So without this new perspective, this new approach, what we're doing is really kind of banging our head against a wall here, right? It's almost like we feel that we have to do something, right? There's this obstacle in front of you. If you don't do anything, then you're certainly not going to make progress, right? We don't want to do nothing. So with this one, with the Eight of Wands, with the Knight of Wands, it kind of feels like you're just doing anything. You're throwing everything at it. You're just like, you just keep banging on it. Just, I don't know what to do. It's like the television doesn't work. You just keep hitting it. Maybe something will, I don't know. Maybe it'll start working. You remember those old days, right? Where they have the rabbit ears. You'd have to bang on it. For some reason, that would just get things to connect in the right way, and you could watch your show. But we can approach every problem, particularly this problem, using those same old methods. Can't just bang on it. So I feel as if we do need this new approach, new perspective to this current problem. Now, with the Knight, this is, it's at the top of the path of the dove. And I think this is kind of a prediction of the momentum with which we feel things building. Once we get through this obstacle, once we're able to find this new approach, now it kind of like the knife just cuts through like butter, right? There's no resistance here. It's just all forward momentum. And this isn't out of control. This is kind of saying, look, I found this new way of doing things, and it works almost effortlessly. It's like a hot knife through butter, right? As long as you're in control of it, then it is infinitely useful, right? But if you were to perhaps lose control or get carried away, then it could be a problem. So I think that this is your kind of your enthusiasm, your momentum. Once we get through this challenge, or once we figure out the right tool for the job, then we really get excited because things are progressing very quickly now. Okay? And we see that also reflected down here in the Eight of Wands, which is swiftness. This is things happening very quickly. We do need to exercise restraint, right? The Five of Wands is kind of like us holding the reins of this horse up here with this Knight of Wands. But this here, this is your ability now. I think this, in November, I think you're going to find this energy in particular starts to really expand. And this, I think, is you diversifying your creative energy. I think that you're going to realize that it's not just one thing that you want to do. The way for you to get to this real abundance, right, real success in your environment, is not through just one particular path, not one avenue, not one product, one job, one effort, one whatever. I think you're going to find that you need to diversify. You need to have your a lot of irons in the fire, right? You need to have your hand in a lot of different activities to really not only fully express yourself and to feel like you're creatively fulfilled, but to bring in new sources of revenue from different places, right? This is kind of an idea that you're not just counting on this, trying to make the most out of this one gig, right? You want to have some side gigs too, to bring in a little bit of extra. You want to diversify your revenue streams. And I think that the earth energy that we have, it really is about finances, about physical stability, physical growth, about the security in your environment, and how we're achieving this kind of success and stability in our physical financial world. Okay, now this isn't an investment reading. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I feel like energetically you're sensing the wisdom of having different sources for this abundance, right? Not just kind of putting all my eggs in one basket, but I'm doing a few different things, right? Now, let's get a little bit more clarity with an I-Ching reading. And this is for that Sun card. Anytime we only have one single major arcana, we're going to cast an I-Ching hexagram. So I want to see what is this kind of ultimate goal. What is the end result that we're looking for? Or is this Sun card kind of a symbol of our balance, of our equilibrium? Is it a symbol of our success, right? A symbol of our generosity, our freedom, everything that kind of comes with the achieving of your goals, right? Let's see what we have. 22, beauty. Well, that's another key word for the Sun card is beauty, right? Radiance, right? Creating success, small yield from having a direction to go. Small yield from having a direction to go. This is about natural beauty, the simple expression of nature. But it is also the way people create images to communicate something of a person or a thing's inner nature. Kind of like the Sun card, right? The radiance, the beauty, the warmth that we feel from the sun is really a byproduct of what's going on within it, right? That nuclear fusion or whatever. No created image could ever express a whole person. It's a time for imaginative, lively exploration of beautiful ways the essence could flower and be seen. Well, that's this. All of the different ways that you are finding to express your own inner beauty, right? It's not just one thing, that's you. Very many different things. And all of these things together can give someone a more accurate picture of who you are, not a complete picture, right? It's time for imaginative, lively exploration of beautiful ways the essence could flower and be seen. How can you make the essence visible? And what do you choose to communicate? Well, see, that's kind of like this sun, right? And I think we begin creating that sun, that kind of one image of ourselves that has many different rays, right? We think of the rays of the sun. It's infinite rays, right? But it's one visible object. Yeah. So I think this is a lot about the diversification of your creative energy. Okay, and I think this month you're really going to see a lot of things coming together that will help foster that. See, as we get to the path of the serpent now, we start with a couple core cards. First, the Knight of Swords. I think that you're going to find collaboration. Maybe not collaboration, but opportunity. Some kind of an association, a network, right? A connection with somebody that is perhaps related to this new approach to this problem, right? It might be through a networking with this person. I see them as kind of an older person, but still very energetic, very youthful. They might be an air sign, maybe not. Somebody who perhaps has a lot of connections, right? And then you're connecting with them, and kind of by extension, you have all those connections too, right? So I think you're going to be meeting this person this month, and this is going to open up a new doorway for you to diversify your creative expression, diversify the investment of your energy, right? Which, again, I think will result in a lot of abundance in the physical, financial kind of world, right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I see this materializing as a lot of money coming in, right? I'm just going to speak plainly. It seems like it's really bringing in a lot, right? From, I think, many different sources. Yeah, it's not just one stream, multiple streams of revenue. Okay. We see a challenge this month too, and that's the 10 of Wands. The challenge really is burnout, honestly. And I think that we have to be ready to experience some of the symptoms of this as the month gets on, maybe at the end of November or so. We might be feeling like we could really use a little bit of rest, right? So the 10 of Wands is saying, be sure to take care of yourself, right? Be aware, listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your heart, listen to your back, right? I think that's kind of the first place this is going to manifest, is the in between the shoulder blades and kind of down to the tailbone, right? And that is from so much of this creative, vital energy pouring out of you into many different ways that we might start to feel a fatigue from this, okay? So be aware of these symptoms. We have to notice when they start, right? If they're already kind of full on, then it's kind of late for prevention. So let's really listen, and when we start to get a little hint of this sort of thing, of this kind of burnout, or of this kind of spiritual dryness or creative dryness. Now, we don't have any water here. Let's remember that. We don't have any water, so it's very easy for you to get this feeling of burnout because there's no water coming in to kind of restore you, to refresh you, to heal you. So this month is going to be not only about finding this new approach to this problem and avoiding the burnout once we start really getting things rolling, but to find ways to bring in the water energy. Hopefully this mystery card is some water energy, because we need to drink, we need to hydrate, right? You need those electrolytes. So we have to find ways to relax. We have to find ways to enjoy the bounty that we're creating, the abundance, right? Find a way to spend a little bit of this money on yourself, doing something that feels good, feels nice, right? And with your friends, your loved ones, whatever it is that's going to give you a feeling of fun, enjoyment, relaxation, restoration, right? Take a day off, take a spa day, treat yourself, okay? Because you're earning this. You're putting all this fire into it. You deserve to get a little bit of water out of it, okay? And the Sun card, I think this is really the kind of success that we're after. Now, the Sun is free but not free, right? It seems like it's free to shine its light infinitely and to soar through time and space as it will, but it has an orbit too, right? We may not realize that, but the Sun, any star, has its own path that it's on, has its own orbit. We see all of the bodies, planets and stuff that are orbiting around a star or a sun, but we don't think of this Sun as being bound to any path, right? But it is. And I think what the idea here is that you are committing yourself to something that gives you the ultimate relative freedom, but you know that it's a big responsibility, that you have to continue doing the right thing, which is primarily this month avoiding burnout, right? Because if you're burned out, then it pretty much puts a stop to everything, right? And that might interfere with some of this revenue that's coming in. Okay. Interesting month for you, Taurus. Like I said, let's kind of recap. Let's be on the lookout for this perhaps older, masculine energy person that's going to have the connections you need. Okay? And it might be that one of these connections is the solution to this current blockage. Kind of creative, maybe even like a career, financial kind of blockage, right? Because it seems like it's kind of interfering with how we're getting from the beginning to this abundance here, as we're being blocked by some of this fire energy. There's this obstacle, and I think we need that fresh approach that may be provided by this this connection, right? This relationship here. All right. I think we should take a look at the mystery card. I want to say, and I kind of was going to be reluctant to say this. I maybe wasn't going to. But to have this card at the end, to me, this feels like there's a lot of, I almost get like a stardom here, you know. I almost feel like this month you're going to really get some unexpected recognition for what you're doing, right? And this may be towards the end of the month, it may be into the next couple of months, but I feel like there's a real star quality here, right? No pun intended. And I feel like this is an achievement beyond what you were expecting, right? And this might be something that we have to adjust to, and that could be another reason why there is the Ten of Wands here. I think everybody assumes that becoming a celebrity or becoming a star is wonderful and fantastic, right? You get recognition, you get money, you have influence, you have power, you know. But I think it really does take its toll. I wouldn't know. But from what I've seen and heard about stories that we hear, I'm sure we've all heard those stories and seen those shows on TV. I think it's unexpected. And I think that it might not be like Tom Hanks level of stardom, right? My favorite actor here. But I think it's going to be a lot bigger than you anticipated. Okay? And I think you're going to be receiving a lot more recognition than you thought. And that's something that we're going to have to kind of adjust to that. Okay. Now, I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to kind of put that ego idea in your head, but I think it's something that you need to be ready for. If this thing really does kind of blow up next level, you've got to figure out how you're going to handle that. Okay, how you're going to stay grounded, how you're going to stay nourished, right, and refreshed and, well, hydrated, right? Because it's going to require even more from you to maintain that height of success. Okay, I want to put that out there. Now let's do this mystery card. Thank you, Mr. Ed. I'm hoping for water. If you would like to make a prediction, put your answer in the comments section down below. And we'll see what we can come up with. Again, I think it's water energy. If you want to pause the video, pause it right now. Otherwise, let's see what it is. It is the Judgment. Rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire. This is the doorway. This is the next level. This, I think, now this is confirming what I just got through saying about this stardom kind of thing, almost a celebrity status. It feels like this month is going to see you really, really severely level up, right? And I kind of say that like it's a bad thing because I wonder if you kind of have this desire to keep things humble, keep things kind of small. I think things are going to be major. I think that it's more than you imagined, right? It's going to be bigger than you expected. We've got to figure out how to deal with that. But I feel like it's part of your destiny now because this is a doorway card. We have to do a divine doorway. Let's do that now. This is the Judgment card. This is the cosmic alarm clock. And it's basically it's a trumpet right in your face saying, hey, this is your time. Wake up and claim your destiny, right? You have to make the decision to do this, though, and that's why it really is going to require you restraining this energy and figuring out a good way to overcome this current blockage and diversify your creative energy, your vital energy. And I think if you do all the right things, you'll reach this stardom, because this is your destiny and you're being called, right? It's a wake-up call from the universe that says, hey, now is your time. If you want this, this is the opportunity. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes so I don't get distracted by the images on these cards here. Okay, how about this one? The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. Now, I don't think we're supposed to use the word gypsy anymore, so I apologize. I didn't write these cards. So this is interesting. This is an odyssey, right? This is kind of one of those journeys from point A to point B that is very circuitous, has a lot of side quests and other adventures, side adventures. It takes, 14 years to get home. And this could be really the thing. This could be like maybe you've been doing this for a long time. Could be why we have this card here, the Prince of Pentacles. It's been a long time that you've been working at this. And we're in this point now where we can't seem to make the breakthrough, the next big step to get through this blockage. Well, this is the moment. It's happening now. November is the month for you. All right. By the time Christmas rolls around, I think your life is going to be very different than it is now, in a good way. And I'm very excited. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Taurus, but for every sign. So you can cross-watch and, check your other placements. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.